The Trump administration has increased its count of children who've been separated from their families at the border. The Department of Health and Human Services now says it has fewer than 3,000 in custody. Last week, it was 2,047. Mireya Villarreal shows us how federal officials are scrambling to reunite those children with their parents.
After more than 50 days apart, Angelica Gonzalez Garcia and her 8-year-old daughter were reunited in Boston Thursday afternoon. The pair, seeking asylum from violence in Guatemala, were separated and detained in Arizona after crossing into the U.S. illegally. It's like having someone who you know has died and they're not coming back to life, and then suddenly they appear in front of you, Gonzalez Garcia said. The Department of Health and Human Services has until Tuesday to reunite children under the age of 5 and July 26 for children between the ages of 5 and 17. HHS Secretary Alex Azar says his office will meet the deadlines ordered by a U.S. district judge who called the family separations a chaotic circumstance of the government's own making. Azar says more than 230 people are now working overtime to connect minors with verified parents, including using DNA swabs to speed up the process.
What the hell are you wrong with that?
Despite the administration's reunification efforts, tensions remain high. For the second time this week, police in Philadelphia arrested protesters for clashing with officers outside an Immigration and Customs Enforcement office. Reunited but far from safe, Angelica Gonzalez Garcia and her daughter will now join the backlog of more than 300,000 pending asylum seekers. For CBS This Morning, Mireya Villarreal.
This story is so complicated, not just because the records are all over the place, but the paperwork the parents have to provide, the travel costs that you have to incur to get your child back, the question around deportation for sponsoring families. There are a lot of hurdles beyond just the initial one, which is, of course, the deepest.
And the number of children is rising right now, and not shrinking.
Not going.
So
It's not going in the number's not going in the right direction.
Right.